There we go. All right. Well, hey there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Astronomy Daily Live. It is time again for all of us here to gather together and talk astronomy, talk science, and maybe once in a while, sort of some tangent things. And actually, that's what I wanted to get into right off the top here. Maybe we can just sort of get through this, but have some interesting video to show you here. So let me sort of set this up. Now, usually this live stream we talk astronomy, right? But sometimes the host is sort of like, well, there's something else a little interesting that we can actually, use the scientific tools that we have to try to, gain some kind of understanding as to what we're seeing. So, before I do that, though, I do want to welcome everybody in the chat. Let me check the chat. All right. Those two guys are both in the chat and on the panel here. So, hey there, Tom. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thanks. How's everybody doing today?
Everything's good, except like I said, I think I'm going a little cuckoo, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can drive you insane too.
Yeah, let us be the judge of that, okay?
Yeah. And Bobby. Hey there, Bobby.
Hey, what's up? It's raining out there.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's raining out there. I just had to put my my tow whip up because what it is, it's going to be storming tomorrow and Saturday. Well, tonight and tomorrow, I stand corrected. And even though my accurate says it's just going to be some wetness, but you may never know.
Oh yeah. I actually got some rain really early this morning. So basically overnight, got some rain. I think that that other four-letter word is still possible, especially tonight. I think so.
Some snow last year.
Yeah, we usually get a few snowstorms coming through. And like I say every single time, the best thing about snow where I am is that it doesn't last. So it's great. It might snow, but it's gone. By 10 or 11 in the morning, it's gone. So we just have wet ground. So all right, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming in. Like I said. So yeah. Let me set this up. So where I work, we decided to set up some cameras, some kind of digital video cameras of some sort, and you can turn on a motion sensor thing. So if it sees any kind of motion, it starts recording, and it records, for, I think I've got it set, to 30 seconds, right? So if it sees anything moving, it'll actually back up 2 seconds. So it'll go 2 seconds in the past and then start recording all of that for 30 seconds. So it's kind of a neat little device. There's a little app, that runs on the smartphone here, and actually I can call it up from here and look at the camera from my phone. So we have one of these set up in sort of the office area, and we have another one of these set back in the lab where I am, on the electronics lab back there. And so, you know, I had these things turned on over the holiday. I think we got them and set them up maybe early last week, right before the holiday. Set them up, you know, downloaded the app, set everything up, you know, all the motion sensing things. And so these have just been running, right? And, so it saves the videos, right? And you can look at videos for time stamped, date and time stamped, and so you can look. It was the holiday, so one of my coworkers, he came in a couple times, like over the weekend, puttered around a little bit, left, right? So on the 25th of November, he came in around, I don't know, 8:30 or so, 8:30 in the morning, and so I saw that, right? Saw him coming in the door and turning off and all that kind of stuff. And then he left at around 11 o'clock, after 11 o'clock or so, maybe close to noon. I forget. There's a little date timestamp on the video I'm going to show you. So it caught him leaving, right? Also caught something else. So now over this live stream, you're probably not going to be able to see this smoothly, but you know, this is the part of the live stream where you know, I'm extremely curious, extremely skeptical, and extremely wide open-minded, right? It's like, what is this? I don't have a clue. Wow. So I'm just going to play it for a little while so you can sort of absorb it. I've just got it in a loop, right? So I'll just loop it a few times because, like I said, over this live stream, you're not going to see it super smooth, probably. But I'm going to share the screen if I can. Okay, share the screen to infinity. Kitty crawling on the lap slowly. All right, so here we go. So here, and I'm going to start this over. So here, view of sort of the front office, right? And I don't think that there's anything incriminating here. You guys shouldn't see. I don't see anything. You know, it's just shelves and walls, and you know, and you can see the date and time, right? So I'm just going to do this, and like I said, I'll let it loop, and you can look at this for yourself and see what you think. So I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. Oh, I don't know why exactly. Let me restart this. I'm going to restart this just because it looks like it got into a weird mode. All right, so I'm going to play it like that, and this should do.
Okay. I think I just saw like a blob of light just whooshing through.
Do you see it?
Right there, yeah. See, like that little light bulb just whooshing through and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like Freddy Fazbear, man, I'll be peeing my pants.
Well, now, I want to try to understand this. Right? Now, what's happening? So what's happening over here is that in an office that is behind us, right? The light is on. Okay, my coworker is leaving, so he is walking out of his office through this office. He turns off the light, and right before he turns off the light, this little thing starts flying through the air, and when it gets about here, you'll notice that the light is turned off, right? And then it looks like it makes a sharp 90-degree turn. It slows down and goes straight up and evaporates into the ceiling. So let's take a closer look at this object. Okay, I can put this pretty much anywhere I want. Right? Okay, so here it is, and in fact,
like Monkerville Gorin and Tim Robinson in the chat.
Hey there, guys. We're looking at some weird things, but we are doing.
And hashtag Anchored and Strong 7.0 in the Richter scale.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's incredible. Incredible. So I can zoom in on this thing now. This frame I can't get. So let's go to the next one. Whoop, that's too far. Come on. Where are we? Okay, so that one, it's right there. Let's go back one more. Okay, so there it is. See that thing there? So this is one frame. So this is like, I guess this is like a 30th of a second, right? So it's moving really fast. Because
now I'm wondering if you can slow down the video on VLC.
Yes, I can do that too. I'm zooming at the moment. So there it is. I'm going to go to the next frame. Almost the next frame. So this is where it begins to slow down. Right? So if I sort of go to the next frame, let's see where the next one is. There it is. See, it's slowing down a little bit more. Slowing down. So here you start seeing an actual, it looks like some kind of an object. So there you go. So we can go to the next frame. There we go. Okay. So it's like this round thing that has a thing in the middle. Let's see. There's the next frame. So now it's basically stopped and turned and is going straight up. And and then, right, it's going up, and look, now it starts evaporating. It just vanishes. And then it's gone. So these kinds of things drive me crazy.
Is it aliens?
Well, my first thought, I mean, it's highly correlated with motion of my coworker. I mean, he is moving out of his office, And as he's moving out, this thing zips out, right? So my first thought, but I can't figure it out, if it's some kind of weird internal reflection, some kind of optical thing. You know, if there's a light that is, you know, reflecting in some weird way, this is really reflective stuff here, right? It's that ducting kind of stuff. But yeah, I just don't know. I really don't. I don't know about that. Yes, I can slow it down. Let me do that. So slow down by a factor of 4. So here comes again. Let me slow it down a little tiny bit more. So here's a factor of 8 slower. Here it comes.
That has got to be the weirdest thing you ever want to see.
That's a pretty weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, these kinds of things drive me crazy. Because, you know...
He just... Your co-worker just left. So it's an empty office and then bam, that object comes into view.
No, he is just walking out of his office and turning off a light.
Oh.
So he's still there. Yeah. But it's like... Zoop. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's any kind of weird optical thing. I have a hard time with that. But, yeah, I don't know. And it's an interesting shape, right? I mean, it is definitely round, right? I mean, we see that even here, but you see here, I'm going to go back. See here how, here, I'm going to zoom in too. Zooming in. Okay. So it's obviously, you know, maybe not round, but I mean, it's a circular kind of a shape. And it looks like here it's vertical, right? I mean, it's pointed upwards. But as it moves, right? As it moves, especially when it turns over here. Whoop, that's too far. Right? It goes from being like this to sort of rotating 90 degrees and becoming almost horizontal here. You see that? So almost horizontal. And then if we go to like the next frame, sort of, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing too, right? I don't know what this dark thing is up here, but that looks really round, you know? Looks really, really, really round, except for this back part. So, and that just might be the video on the artifact. You know, these are MP4 files, so, you know, there's a lot of compression, and so we lose a lot. But, yeah, I think that's kind of intriguing. Don't really know what to make of it. So that's the insanity that's going on here. I'm going to See, I think I've got these pictures here, so we can zoom in on that. So, yeah, you know, it's sort of the typical.
So Tim Robinson can actually be explained, but he will not rule out any alien intervention.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm at this point, I'm going to be extremely skeptical of any explanation. You know, almost regardless. So, yeah, the cosmic files. Yeah. So, yeah, never seen anything like this. And yeah, you know, if it wasn't for, you know, this automated system, never would have. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Hey, whatever you do, don't report it to the FBI. They'll try to do a cover-up on it.
All right. Well, you know, it's out in the universe now, so you know, I guess if you know, maybe I'll be getting a phone call or having, you know, some black cars, you know, appearing in front of the house here. So yeah, I don't know. That's
You better get a stash of guns if the men in black are going to be there.
Yeah. No, I think. I mean, I have to assume, right, that whatever this is, there's some kind of explanation. I mean, it's not a video effect, right? It's yeah, it's the real deal, but I really don't know what that is. Well,
I mean, we have been seeing a lot of them and stuff that they saw UFOs was actually coming from the government doing nuclear tests.
Yeah, so here we go. I can sort of zoom in on this area. Now watch, here we go. Here it comes. There it is.
It's not on the screen here.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, it's not on the screen. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me. Thank you. I started looking at it again. Here we go. So here it comes. There it is. Makes it looks like a sharp 90-degree turn. And just
out of the signal blue.
So yeah, it's pretty intriguing. Don't really know what much to say about it, but yeah, you know, I should be able to get pretty easily a size. Oh, and the other interesting thing, and I don't know if you can see it, but it seems to leave sort of a little trail as it's vaporizing, and it gets smaller as it goes up. So it's getting smaller and vaporizing and leaving a little trail. So, you know, what is that? You know, is it going into hyperwarp or something? So, but that's slowed down. I'll do the normal speed. See, I mean, it's really moving. Pew. But it slows down, makes a 90-degree turn, and goes like straight up. At least it looks that way. So yeah, all right. Well, enough of that. I just you know, if anybody has any ideas or wants a copy of the video of this, let me know. I'll send it to you. I mean, you know, what it's worth. it's yeah. I've just never, I mean, you would think.
What's the possibility you might send it to the TV station in Tucson?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think these kinds of things probably happen more often than what we think, and you know, I have no idea. But I mean, I've got dibs, right? I've got dibs. So I'm going to look at it first.
And Uncle Bill wants a copy.
It's your 15 minutes of fame, Cosmic.
Well, yeah, I just like to understand it. But yeah, I mean, I should be able to calculate the size of that disc, each frame. I should be able to easily determine its path, right? Because
Jim Robinson is saying maybe it's the trail due to the camera's FPS capability.
The what capability?
Yeah, check.
Yeah, well, but why did it only leave a trail there and not the whole way? So, yeah, I mean, there's lots of things. And look, I mean, one of my specialties is processing pictures, so digital pictures. So yeah, as if I need something else to distract me. But no, I'm going to take this thing frame by frame, and I'm going to run it through the ringer.
Have you ever told anybody about this, or are you just telling us now?
You are the first ones, besides my boss and me, to see this. Yeah, this is a world premiere weird event. I should have a new section called Weird Events. All right, well, cool. So yeah, like I said, if anybody wants one, Uncle Bill, I'll send you one. Let me know because yeah, I think it's interesting, and it's pretty certain, right? I mean that. And look, if it's some kind of optical thing, it's fine with me. I don't care what it is. I really don't. But it's just a little odd, and so anyway, all right. Well.
Oh my gosh! Magic Productions premiere at a cinema near you.
Yeah.
In the U.S., we call them theaters.
I've heard them called cinemas. I think, in fact, we have. I think out where I am, I think they're called cinemas or cineplexes. I've got a kitty here who wants to play.
Yeah, we got two. I think I know by heart. We got one here by Vista, and one in Morgan City.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right.
We have a cinema that usually shows like the adult-oriented movies.
All right. Well, anyway, if anybody's interested in that, like I said, I'm probably going to rip it to shreds this weekend and see what I can come up with. Probably not going to come up with anything though. So just guessing. So all right, well, cool. I think let's see. We've got. I thought that there was something. Astronomical going on. I guess. I mean, it is technically the 1st of December, and when I saw that, I was like, "Wow! It is. It's going to be December for everyone very, very, very soon." So that's pretty amazing. That means in about 3 weeks. Let's see. Oh, where's my? There it is. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's like 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks from today is the solstice. So, wow. Let's it's because it is December 1st, I think that it's okay for us to go and look and see exactly when solstice occurs. And so what I like to do, hey there, Patrick. Weather for Chelyabinsk. Cool. I didn't know that they had a zip code. That's pretty funny. So, yeah, what I like to do in that case. Oh, now you totally distracted me here. All right, well, cool. Yeah, what I like to do is I like to go over to Wikipedia. They actually have a little, hello. Hello there. I got the kitty in the lap. So this is going to be twice as difficult
Yeah.
to do.
Where is Sugar Biscuit, Patrick? That's what I want to know.
Where's who?
Check the chat and look for like the weather for where Patrick put his query in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
It's an interesting zip code. So let's see here. I'm gonna find it and then I'll share my screen. There we go. All right. I'm not gonna look until I actually share my screen. So I still don't know.
From Dayton, Ohio.
Cool. All right, here we go. Here's Wikipedia. They have it all highlighted for us, and it is happening on December 21st at 22:23 UTC. So that's kind of a late one, right? That's a little bit late. As you can see, most of them are sometime on the 21st, right? There's a couple that are on the 22nd, but most of them are on the 21st. And this one's a little bit late on the 21st. It's almost leaning more towards the 22nd. But yeah, for those of us at least on this half of the planet, that's going to be early morning or afternoon. So let's see, I'm on Mountain Standard Time, so that's 7 hours behind that. So 22 minus 7 is 15. So yeah, 3:23 p.m. on the 21st. Well, nice. The sun will actually be up, and so I will be able to look at the sun. I don't, now, you can't actually look at the sun. You just have to, just don't stare at it, right?
Yeah, you're looking at summer solstice. We want winter solstice.
Oh, no. Nope, I'm right here. See, December 21st. Ah, you freaked me out there for a minute. But no, I've got the right one. That's it. Did you get that? Does that make sense, Bobby?
Well, I was looking at the Wikipedia page. It said summer solstice, and I was wondering, hey, you want winter solstice?
Oh, okay. Yeah. This shows everything, right? This shows the equinoxes and the solstices. So it's just a chart, right? And I think they put this chart out for all these entries. So it just so happens I hit the summer solstice. But no, this is the date and time of the winter solstice. There it is, right? December. So, of course, it's winter solstice in the north and summer solstice in the south. So, technically speaking, I guess it can be the summer solstice. So cool. All right. So yeah, I'll be able to actually, at the designated time, take a look at the sun kind of quickly. Don't stare at it, but take a couple glances at it. Acknowledge the fact that it is as south in declination as it's going to be all year long. So very cool.
And then the days start getting longer. I like that part.
Yeah, that is the nice part. That is, we celebrate the.
I hope like when January comes, every Sunday I don't have to wake up around for 6:30 in the morning. I can just wake up at 7 o'clock, take the dog out, go back to sleep, and then wake up around 8 o'clock in the morning, get dressed for church, and go to church and let bygones be bygones.
Very cool. Yeah.
I just can't wait for that.
Yeah. So, shortest day of the year in the north, longest day of the year in the south.
And if you were checking the chat with Patrick Benny, as having some concerns about Edge and stuff, this is why I got myself a Chromebook and stuff. And with a Chromebook, it does have some advantages. It's open based, and all I gotta do is just get it ready for any form of modification, and I can have Linux if I want to.
Cool. Yeah, I think to do these live streams, I'm forced to run Chrome, so that's what I'm running here, and for the most part, I guess I like it. I'm not as sensitive, I guess, as others to differences in systems and GUIs and all that kind of stuff. As long as I
there are going to be like some people that are lucky to have Microsoft and have everything working, but some people like me, I like Chromebooks and stuff. Now, if you was off to change it to a Mac and you want to do radio stuff, you might have a hard time for it.
Yeah. Well, I guess when it comes down to it, I just sort of like these things to work. As much as I absolutely hate them, and I do. When it's
while I was at Botech, my electronics instructor really freaking hates Microsoft.
Yeah, people have strong feelings about those things for sure. Like I say, my attitude is that I want it to work, right? So I don't necessarily care that much. It has to work, and it has to work well, and it has to work when I want it to. And if it can do that, I don't care what kind of switches are being flipped, because bottom line is that these machines are banks of on-off switches. That's all they are. And switches are turned on and off rapidly, and lots of them, and it sort of appears as though things happen. So as long as that works, I don't really care what kind of switches are being flipped. But of course, they have to work. So yeah, I think when it comes to any kind of computerized AI, I think I'm gonna have some prejudices. I think I really am. And I think, and you guys chime in if you want. This is sort of a tangent show. What do you think of the AI thing? Is that going to happen? And if it does, what is it going to look like? What do you think?
I think to be true, artificial intelligence may be like your next big thing, but it's definitely going to throw humans into a loop. Now, if you want to be in AI and IT, it'll be better.
I think there's already some AI at work. I mean, there's bots and other things like that that kind of work somewhat independently. They've got scripts, but you know, they do some things. So what it will look like eventually, that's hard to say.
Yeah, and you know, I mean,
and don't just think about augmented reality and virtual reality.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know, augmented reality. I like that, right? I mean, that's what we have sort of been striving for anyway, right? Is to have the ability to, you know, to sort of do more or do things, you know, that we can't otherwise.
Giants closest the media and software giants wants us to believe.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I don't know about this AI thing because
I'll be darn making sure that our people that we put in office could use something like that.
Well, look, I mean, an AI
because its own identity. I think where it goes backwards, we don't have the ability to make a true learning device.
Tim,
and some could just use some of the intelligence.
Yeah, I don't know, Tim. I can write neural networks, and neural networks learn, and you can actually teach them to actually adapt as well. So, you know, they can change how they behave, you know, depending on inputs, right? But you know, I mean, what it comes down to in terms of AI is first defining what that actually even means, right? I mean, what does that mean? Because I mean, I don't think that we have a grasp of what intelligence is or consciousness or anything there, right? We don't really have a grasp of that. So how can we define it? I think the closest that we can come is probably the Turing test, right? And if you're not familiar with that, it's a situation where you go to a terminal, right, like a screen, you know, that has a keyboard on it, and you start having a conversation with somebody on the other end, sort of like this chat, right? Sort of like this chat. And
Robinson understand that the format, but that's programmed, and outside that programming, how does it know from right from wrong?
Well, you know, right and wrong is, I mean, that can probably be defined, right? But you do have to define right and wrong as well, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think
I wonder if it's true. It takes one single bit of data to go wrong, and everything goes south.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it's gonna be. You see this baby I've got here? Look at that. But anyway, the Turing test is a thing where if you can't tell whether you're having a conversation with an AI or a human, which we assume is intelligent, and that even of itself is kind of a wild assumption.
And I think now these days, I think many people go to those AI things or they're system and just do some cool things with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, so that's sort of how I would define an AI. If I can't tell the difference between its behavior and my behavior, say, then it's at least however it's doing it, right? However it is, it doesn't matter, right? Because if it's behaving exactly the same way I am, say, then it's being intelligent, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. It's AI is probably on its way in some way, and
Tim Robinson again up with a Terminator, but things will go inevitably go wrong. At least in its infancy, which we haven't even started to break yet.
yeah. Well, and actually, I think if it goes bad for us, we won't even know it because it'll happen so fast, right? I mean, if you sort of, think of it like this, right? I mean, our sort of fundamental timekeeping is the second, right? 1 second is sort of, what everybody sort of assumes to be sort of the fundamental measurement.
Like about the space TV many years ago, I read an article where I think they said neural networks were found to be dreaming on their own. I think they said that NNs were rearranging data or memories. Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't heard of that. Again, it's like define. It comes down, I think, to definitions. So yeah, you got to define.
Ease the Nightbot about the way how space TV is using caps and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, let me. Yeah, space TV is all caps, and Tim was accidentally timed out. Nightbot does not like Tim. Yeah. Tim does not like, or Nightbot does not like Tim. Tim, I'm going to fix that. So, yeah. Here, look, I've still got this thing to deal with. Look at that. And all right. Well, cool. So yeah, I don't know where AI is going to go, but if it's in a computer, computers are millions of times faster than we are, right? So one year to a computer is like a million years to us, or maybe a billion years, right? So these things can do things incredibly fast. So if things go bad, we're not even going to know about it, right? We'll be, I don't know what we'll be, right? So yeah, I mean, now is that bad? I don't know. That's it depends on what you define as bad, right? Does that mean it's the end of us? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe to an AI, billions of years advanced to us, maybe we don't even show up, right? We're not even a consideration.
Or we look like viruses and we must be destroyed.
Yeah. But yeah, so who knows? All right. It is for the first day of the month. It is a tangent day. All right, I like it. Cheers. Look, I'm actually I think this is going to be gone pretty darn soon. So yay. This is, again, the hydrogen hydroxide. So it's a nice, calming thing. So, yeah, let's see. What else? You know, I think like I was saying, over the weekend and yesterday, I was looking at my photometric data, and came finally, after many, many months of being sort of a little stumped, came to the realization that, yes, indeed, this telescope system here can produce the kind of data that I would like to have, and I think that others would like to have as well. The really great thing about the situation that I have here is that I've got a very dark sky, and I think on average more clear skies than a lot of parts of the world. So, and that's why, you know, like I've said many times, that's why many of the major observatories are here, because it's dark and there's a lot of them. Dark nights, and there's a lot. So, so yeah, because the quality of the data is adequate to do science, I definitely think that I should open this up to, you know, the world, and come up with some kind of a plan to, you know, basically buy telescope time. And what I'm thinking that my market would actually be is primarily, well, in sort of a small way, maybe professionals, maybe. They would, yeah, you know, there are going to be, at least at first, you know, some limitations in terms of what I can do. But I think maybe professionals would be a little bit interested in this, but who I think would be really interested in this is students, right? Grade school, high school, college, because, you know, they all have science projects to do, and I think it'd be really cool, you know, if I was a student, if I had access to, you know, some kind of telescope data of some kind of astronomical object or whatever they want to do. I don't care what it is. I think that actually might be a pretty big market, and I think especially if I get a hold of the STEM people. STEM, what is that? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, right? And I actually like to add an A in there. So I actually like STEAM, right? So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. EAM, yeah. But yeah, I think what I might start doing is looking at, you know, the various STEM programs, of which I think there are a lot, and see if there's any kind of interest.
If you can check in the chat, we also got a new comic called The Human.
Hello, The Human. Are you sure that you're one of those? Are you sure that you want to be one of those? Well, anyway, welcome. We're talking astronomy here. I'm just talking about my telescope system right there, and thinking about the possibility of opening it up, making it available to collect data for I think primarily students, and I think there's a lot of those too, right? I mean, as we know, there probably are maybe 50,000 astronomers, maybe 100,000. I'm not quite sure, but there are. I mean, I would say that there's at least 1 billion students in the world, right? So that's a pretty big market, and it would be a worldwide thing, right? I mean, we can communicate anywhere in the world. So, yeah, kind of an interesting thought. And yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. At least I'm going to investigate it a little bit more. What do you think of that?
Good luck. I think good luck.
Cool. Yeah.
You have to have some marketing to find all those people, but once you get started, who knows?
Yeah. Start small and just expand. It's a pretty intense commitment, though, right? Because at least at first, I'll basically be doing it all manually, which can be a selling point. But yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely have to think about that a little bit more. Now, just wanted to mention at the end here that there is a comet out that I think, and I guess what we can do, let's do this really, really quick. We can go and take a look at the light curve. Let me set that up here, because I thought that I put it somewhere on the Discord server. Of course, I don't remember where.
Yes, you did. Science or space?
Yeah.
Not sure which one?
I just sort of arbitrarily, and I did want to at least have a mention of the supernova that was observed over in M77. Do you want to talk about that, Tom?
Sure. I did take some notes somewhere. Yeah.
And before you continue, just want to let you say good night, Tim.
Good night, Tim. Thanks. All right, go for it, Tom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a supernova found in the M77, which is a spiral galaxy Cetus, about 47 million light years from Earth. They first saw it as about a 15 magnitude, I believe, and they say it's a type 2 supernova in the early stages. So it could brighten.
Cool.
Also, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to ask about a type 2. Do you know what that is?
Type 2 is just when a big star uses up all of its hydrogen, helium, and goes through all of the elements heavier up until iron, and then has a core collapse, and the rebound explodes and sends all that stuff out into space.
Yeah.
And they said this is the first recorded supernova in M77. And they put some numbers in here. They said the debris is traveling at about 13,500 kilometers per second, or 30 million miles per hour. I don't know exactly where they got those numbers, if that's just based on how type 2 supernova work, or if they had some more specific data from this one.
Yeah, they might have gotten some spectra uh, and measured velocities that way, maybe. Um, but cool. So yeah, when was this first observed?
I do not recall. I think a couple months ago.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. November 24th.
Okay, so it's happening now.
Yeah, and it was from something called the DLT-40 survey, which is a telescope at UC Davis.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, it's magnitude 14.5 is pretty faint. In order to see that with your own eye, you're going to need at least a 16-inch scope, at least, if not more.
But in the story, they also said that it had an apparent magnitude of 9.6, and I didn't understand how it could be 9.6 apparent with with the high magnitude they earlier had said. But
is the magnitude of M77 9.6? That seems pretty reasonable.
Oh, that's it. You're right. I'm just reading this incorrectly. Yeah, 9.6 is M77.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So 14 and a half. I thought I saw somewhere somebody saying, that it's reachable by amateur telescopes. And it's like, well, is a 16-inch an amateur telescope? Yes. But do most amateurs have that? I don't know. But yeah, I think you should be able to see it in a 16-inch for sure. And, if you see it, it looks like a point of light, and it's really faint. So it's not incredibly interesting to just see. But of course, if you realize what's going on and what that actually is, and regardless of whether we understand supernovae, and if the story that we think is happening about explosions and all that, true or not, regardless, something extremely interesting is happening there. Lots of energy, really, really bright. Supernovae outshine the entire galaxy for a short amount of time. So very energetic things. And yeah, so this is a single massive star, a big mother, right? And exploding, right? Spewing all that stuff out into space again. And it's actually, at least according to the story that we have now, it's those kinds of events that make the carbon and the oxygen and the nitrogen and the sulfur and the uranium and the gold and all of that that we have here, right? That supposedly was once inside of an exploding star, and so is this, so is that right there, so is that, and this, and that thing back there. So all were once in a star that exploded, just like what this one did. Just a week ago or so. So yeah, it's just a recycling of stuff. So very cool.
And there's a question in the chat. Space TV is asking what other types of supernova are there. I know of the type 1A, which is when a white dwarf has a partner of some kind, and it accretes material from that, and it gathers up enough so it reaches a limit, and it can also explode as a supernova. I'm guessing there's another one or two, but I'm not sure what they are.
Yeah, just like galaxy types, it's getting more and more complicated too. So yeah, I think there's actually a type 3 now. In fact, I thought I just heard about that. And yeah, I haven't investigated it at all. But then there are subtypes, right? So there's a type 1A, a type 1B, a type 1C, and then I think there might even be like a type 1B2, or I'm not exactly sure how deep it goes. But yeah, these things are complicated, and we humans try to categorize things, and nothing really fits. but so yeah, there is definitely at least two main types, and Tom's already said those. Either a single star explodes, that's a type 2, or a star in some kind of binary system, or system of stars, typically a white dwarf, will explode too. So those are the two main types. Like I said, I think that there's a new third type, but I don't remember exactly what the circumstances there are. So yeah, very, very cool. If you haven't seen a supernova, like I said, they're nothing really exciting to look at. But when you realize what you're looking at, what those photons are, they're going into your eyeballs, right? It's pretty profound. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to see one, and in fact, I wrote a IAU circular on 1991T. So if you go back, you can probably find it. Just look for IA circular 1991T. I don't remember when I observed it. It must have been in 1991. But yeah, that was a pretty bright one. I don't remember what galaxy it was in, but it was very cool. It was very, very cool, and I got to check it off the list. I've seen a supernova. So yeah, that was very, very cool. All right, well, it was a great tangent.
One more question. Is it the creation of a star? It's also called supernova, says Stevie?
No. The creation of a star is at least according to the modern theories, sort of a slowish process, right? I don't really think that we have a good grasp of the details. At some point, again, according to all the theories, there's a point of ignition, right? When the pressures and temperatures in this mass are sufficient for fusion. And it's sort of at that point that we define the beginning of a star. Now, is that an explosive event? Yeah, it's sort of an explosive event, but it's nothing like a supernova event. Absolutely nothing. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here too. Thanks for the tangent time. Like I said, if you want a copy of that video, it's a 5-second thing. I can send you the whole thing. It's over a minute, but it's only that chunk right at the beginning. I looked at the rest of it. There is nothing. So if you want, that 5-second chunk, or I can give you a 10-second chunk. I don't care what I give you. Just let me know. Send me an email, cosmiclettuce@gmail.com. And yeah, I'm going to be taking a look at it because it's just a curiosity. those kinds of things are probably never really explained, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. So, you know, I like to be inside of a universe where I don't understand things, right? Because if I understood everything and knew everything, I'd be bored. So, you know, I like the surprises, and that was definitely a nice one. So, all right, you guys, I will see you later. All right, take care. Peace, cheers, and all that. Thumbs up if you don't mind. Thumbs down if you have to. It's up to you. All right, take care, everybody. I will see you on the spin. Bye.